Dre Star. It's just. I don't think Alex Caruso is white at all. I'm just sorry.
Why don't you think Alex Caruso is white?
Do you not see the bunnies on that man?
That's like people thinking that Taz is black.
No. That was a whole different thing, and that was just sad. That was just.
It broke your heart when you found out Taz wasn't black.
When I saw he wasn't on like the Black History stuff, it was kind of just like, oh, like are we missing something? Like,
I didn't think he was black. I thought he was like. Is it weird that I really thought he was like Arabic at first?
No.
I've never seen black dudes with
this man's name is Alex Michael Caruso, born in College Station, Texas.
White.
Oh, there's white. There's black people in Texas.
Name Caruso.
Caruso could
his
be
pop.
black.
Time out. You know, here's how you know he's white. His father is a Florida government representative.
So what?
Mike Caruso.
All right.
And his mother, Jackie Caruso, is a freelance makeup artist and licensed cosmetologist.
Oh, yeah,
her name is Jackie.
It's time to start the show. Nope, it's time to start the show.
Her name is Jackie.
Yeah. Sports show. Yeah. Sports show. Yeah. Sports show. We get it on. Yeah. Sports show. Yeah. Sports show. Yeah. Sports show. We get it on. Yeah.
Yerrr.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Yerrr Sports Show, episode 91. I am your host, Big Baby, a.k.a. the soul of R&B. To my right, we have the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado.
Can't believe I'm up in this spot right now. Tay, I'm not worthy. Tay, I am not worthy.
If I could put you two at the bottom of the pyramid, I would. but currently at the bottom of the pyramid.
Bottom of the period. Wow.
This is the third time he's done that. He don't realize that. Go ahead, blame it on your list.
I am going to blame it on my list.
Blame it.
My list.
Whatever.
At the bottom, in period color red, BK Matt.
I'm just saying, before we went live, Alex Caruso could be black. Let me just throw that out.
Stop it. He's not. No, Alex
He's
Caruso
not Billy
is
Hoyle.
No.
Stop trying to put him in the same boat as Billy Hoyle.
Listen, if Alex Caruso black, Jackie Moon is black.
Well, he got a little rhythm.
No,
I like
neither of them are black. Why are we? No, we're not doing that.
Jackie Moon's afro, though. I mean, like, really think about it.
White people had afros like that back then too.
Yeah, but it was red. There's a difference. Jackie Moon's
white people had red afros like that too.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. White people had red hair. I'm talking about black people, and it was a perfect circle. My man had the Soul Glow afro. Is what I'm trying to let you know.
Maybe he grew up in a black community.
I don't care what
Speaking
nobody
about
said.
Soul
Jackie
Glow,
Moon,
rest in peace, Louis Anderson. The only white man that coming to America.
Yeah.
Yes, rest in peace of Louis Anderson.
But back to my man Jackie Moon, right? My man uses pink lotion. I don't care what nobody say. He uses pink lotion. He's black. Jackie Moon's black. Alex Caruso is black. The man got bunnies.
Anyway.
No, he's not.
Anyway, we're here. Queen Tay should be here on shortly. She got mommy duties. Shout out to our niece playing volleyball and doing her damn thing. So,
I hope she's spiking it like Ben Stiller and Meet the Parents. Break somebody's nose.
She should. One time.
You see who her mother is? Could be possible.
It's definitely possible. But how's your week going, fellas? How was your week? Pete, how was your week, sir?
The lower half of my body is still trying to thaw out from how cold it is out in these streets. Y'all know everybody know y'all have no. Everybody know I have a dog.
Matt was trying to pull some crazy shit out of that, and I'm glad you just ignored him. Continue.
Nah, because I wear look, when I walk my dog, I wear more layers up top because it feels more. I feel more comfortable wearing more layers up top than I do on the lower half. So if I go out, I'll have on, maybe if it's really cold, I wear a pair of long johns underneath my sweatpants or whatever. But normally I'm just going out in my sweats and walking my dog. But on top, I'll have on t-shirt, hoodie, my coat. You know, I'm going outside fully bundled up top. So my lower half freeze before my upper half freeze.
So Pete just said he admitted to free balling outside.
That's what I got out of that.
That's what I got out of it too.
But
I guess
it's cold out in these streets.
More power to you.
It's cold out in these streets.
Do your thing. Matt, how was your week?
Yeah, in the Bronx. It's been cold there since the 40s. It's fall out as far as I know. Yeah. But my week's been annoying. I'm tired of being a teacher's assistant. I'm sick of it. It's like, I'm over it. Like, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I've been cleaning up crowns and freaking construction paper all week. Hey, Tay. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Hey,
I can't stay on long.
But you ride around and get in it. It's all good.
No, I'm on mom duties. My daughter had her volleyball game today. They're not letting parents spectate. But
still? Some bull.
We said still?
Yeah.
You curse somebody out? You put hands on somebody?
I've been chilling.
Like, that's why we don't do that in the Ville. We spectate.
Queen, how was your week?
She put thumbs down. Tay, can you tell these dudes that Jackie Moon and Alex Caruso is black? I've been trying to tell them. Just
thank you, Tay.
Don't mean that they
I don't give non-black people designation. Like everybody say, oh well, like that comedian Gary Owen.
Yeah.
They be like, oh, he's one of us. I'm like,
who said that?
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of black people who
because he was. They say they were Bill Burr. A lot of people say that about Bill Burr back in the day. Before Gary Owen, Bill Burr was like the white black comedian. You know, like Bill, I remember people were saying that Bill Burr had he had the pass to say the N-word in his comedy. Even Bill Burr would tell you, like, no, I'm good. Can't say it.
The whitest black dude I knew was Jim Carrey, and that's because he was on The Living Color.
That's the same thing. Jim Carrey was one of those guys that got those designations early on. Even Will Sasso on Mad TV, because he was always on there with Aaron Spears.
I never looked at Will Sasso like that for Will Sasso to ever say that.
Nah,
Jim Carrey kind of got kicked off the boat once he did Ace Ventura. That was it for me.
But people at one point in time before. Like people were looking at Michael Rappaport like that too. I don't know. Why.
That man just freely said the N-word no matter people tell him he can or
Michael
can't.
Rappaport's a bitch.
And let me tell you something about Michael Rappaport. He used to hang out in my hood all the time.
I can believe it. He looked like a cool
He grew up over there. Somewhat.
Yeah, but once you saw him in higher learning, being a white supremacist, you can't unsee that.
That's a role, bro.
I don't care. He played it.
I can't unsee Flex Washington. I can't unsee Flex Washington play with Michael Jackson, so I get it. Like,
OMG.
Yeah. That was just, oh my God. No, but I mess with Jason Weaver as Baby Michael. That kind of fitted a little bit.
I guess.
People used to say, all right, so you know what? If you want to say that Alex Caruso and Jackie Moon is black, then are you taking white chocolate Jason Williams?
In a heartbeat. Yeah.
I'm not giving him nothing. I'm giving them nothing. I don't care.
Jason, white chocolate is in there. We're not arguing that. Shout out to white chocolate. It's my man. The illest crossover and the illest passing ability that I've ever seen from the street. Is what I'm trying to tell you. My man.
Something.
Yep. I said it. I said what I said.
The next thing you know, this man gonna be out here saying the professor is black.
I met him. He's cool.
Professor's cool.
He's mad cool.
Yo,
he's very white though. He's very white.
He's very white.
Like you never had a conversation. He's very white. Like there's no escaping him.
Yeah.
Like, remember that song, No Escape with it? Remember that? Yeah, that was that. Yeah. That was definitely that.
Something came to my mind like this week, and I've said I wanted to bring it to the table real quick. But
What's up?
We've all played a sport in high school and sometime after it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like bringing like your significant other to your games and everything like that?
I got in trouble all the time.
Why did you get in trouble?
How I am when I'm playing basketball is totally different from my persona off the basketball court. I am a complete asshole on the court. Like, I talk so much shit. I'm like in your face. I talk the most, especially if I know that you're somewhat better than me or you got an advantage on me. Oh, I'm in your face. And that could turn people off. If I know you and I know that your girlfriend is at the game, I'm gonna embarrass you. I'm going to do stuff like talk to your girlfriend while you on the free throw line. I'm like, yo, you know he trash, right? You need to get with a real. Like, I do off the wall shit like that. Most of the time, if I'm doing that, I'm not knowing that my girlfriend is there, and if she is there, she feels some type of way. That could come off very disrespectful.
See, in high school, I didn't get into too much of an issue because in high school, one of my girlfriends at the time was on the swim team, on the girls' swim team when I was on the men's swim team. So we were we had a swim team in my high school.
Where'd you go to Lehman?
I went to Randolph in Harlem. So we swam in the city college pool. And then when I played baseball, a lot of the girls that I dated in high school were Dominican, so really wasn't that big of a deal taking a Dominican girl to a baseball game. It was actually, regular.
Yeah, y'all go play catch after.
When I was in college, I really wasn't dating anyone while playing sports when I was in college. And then it wasn't until I didn't get in trouble till much later on. I was already an adult, and I was working on a political campaign one summer. And the guy who ran the political campaign actually did like a charity basketball game. And so he asked me if I wanted to play. And I was like, all right, cool. And I brought my girl with me to the game. And that's when she saw the trash talking asshole side of me. Because the problem is when I get into a game, especially when I get really, really into it, it takes me a while to disassociate from the game. So, like, I remember coming out the game at one point, I was, like, cursing at somebody, yelling. I was pissed off at some non-calls from the referees. And my girl comes to the sideline and tries to give me a hug. And I was like, yo, get up off me, man. I'm pissed at this. And she was just like, she was all, like, shocked and surprised. And I had to apologize to her afterwards. But it was just like, I was in the game. I was in the mode. You can't really come at me when I'm in that mode.
So what happened to me was that I was in a game. This is post high school. I'm in a game in the Lower East Side playing in the gym. There's this dude who's notorious for like playing dirty and everything like that. He played so dirty that he got to the point where
you.
No,
you play dirty though.
I don't. I can.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I grew up on the Knicks. I can. So, but I pick and choose. Let's say that, right? So he's playing dirty. He got one of the our main players in foul trouble. I'm a sixth man. I love being the sixth man. I love coming off the bench. Like the greatest sixth man of all time, Marvin Bowie. But
hate that shit.
But so we're playing. The first thing he does when he gets in the game, bro's like 6'5". I'm 5'8" at that time. 5'8", 5'9". First thing he does, offensive foul. So now I'm chatting at him. Now I'm chirping at him. Like I'm Patrick Beverly and he's like KD. So I'm chirping at him, right? The only difference is that he don't drop 40 on me. So we're chatting. I get bro 5 fouls real quick. This is unlimited tournament. So then my shorty's in the crowd and he's playing super aggressive. So on his fifth foul, he pushes me hard, and I get up and I push his big ass back. Now he wants to fight me. Bro's like, all right, bet. You want to play like that? Let's go outside. I'm gonna pop the trunk. Of course, everybody want to pop the fucking trunk. No, I'm gonna pop the trunk. I'm like,
I dared him.
Bet.
I'm daring him.
I was like, bet. Let's go. So as we're walking out the gym, we're about to walk out the gym. In the middle of the game, I grab a chair. Bro's 6'5". I'm not stupid. I bring a chair. I was gonna hit him going up the steps. My girl's like, no, chill. You can't do that. And then he said something to her, and she turned around and slapped the shit out of him. Then we had to fight our way out the building. Good times.
Great times. That sounds like fun. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but for some reason, my girlfriends can never sit through a basketball game. I always dated girls that didn't even like basketball. It was just horrible. And wrestling, forget about it. When I wrestled, they never came to a show. It was what it was. Just kept that separate. She talking to you?
So we were talking about Tay. We were talking about bringing significant others to. Oh, you heard us? Okay.
I know. I had a couple of boyfriends went to my game because they play basketball too.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, I had a boyfriend. He went to a different school in a different borough, so it was nice that he would show up to my games because it would take to get from Queens to Park Slope in the afternoon was a mess. So I used to appreciate the times that he would come.
No fights or nothing? They get no fights or nothing?
No.
Yo, I gotta ask this. Y'all ever dated a scrub?
A scrub?
Yeah, and going to their game?
No.
I don't think I have. No.
I did, and she asked me. She was like, "So what did you think?" I'm like, "It was cool." Like, no, seriously. I said, "Can we just leave it at it was cool?" Like, I knew your role on the court. You was just there to just get fouls. That's all you did.
That's tough.
You're the enforcer. You're a scrub. Like,
hey,
really
wait a minute. I'm out.
That don't make you a scrub. I think the scrubs didn't play.
Okay. You have 7 turnovers and
it's like you
fouled
expected her
out.
to be Kobe. Like, what?
I didn't expect her to be Kobe. I'd expect
So
her
what you
to
expect her to do?
To know how to dribble the ball and not dribble it off a leg.
Russell Westbrook do it.
Exactly. He's a scrub.
He in the NBA.
Russell Westbrook.
He get paid millions of dollars to be a scrub.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is not a scrub.
He's not a scrub. He just looks like a scrub on a
How
Lakers.
dare y'all?
No.
Y'all play 2K talking about somebody a scrub.
Look, I said he looked like
I play 2K, but
that's the closest to the NBA any of y'all will ever get. And y'all calling somebody who was a league, what was he an MVP before?
Yes, he was when he was averaging.
So you calling the league MVP a scrub?
I didn't call him a scrub. I said on the Lakers he's playing like he's a scrub. I didn't say he is a scrub.
I did.
Here we go with them semantics, huh?
It's not semantic. It's the truth.
It's semantics.
All right.
I would never disrespect
even
Russell
spell
Westbrook
semantics
like that. I would say that he could play better, and maybe this system is not adapted to his playing style. I don't think the Lakers are making any noise. I think everybody's playing like trash.
No, I think it has been proven. It's been proven by everywhere that Russell Westbrook has been in his career. Russell Westbrook does not play well with other stars. Russell Westbrook needs to be the only star on his team. He didn't play well once Kevin Durant started actually getting really big as a star. Once Ibaka and Durant started making names for themselves alongside Russell Westbrook, all of a sudden Russell Westbrook's play started to decline. He started to have a lot of turnovers. He started to get into a lot of arguments. All of a sudden Durant leaves, Ibaka leaves. All of a sudden Russell Westbrook triple-double machine in OKC. He breaking Oscar Robertson's
That sounds
record.
like a coaching problem.
No,
that
it's
sounds
not,
like a coach
because
problem.
It happened
doesn't
in
sound
Houston.
like a player problem to me.
It happened in,
That
so
sounds
you're
like-
telling
that
me,
sounds like
hold on.
the coach. can't handle having.
So
that
you're
much
telling me
star
three
power
different
on
coaches,
his roster.
3 different coaches on 3 different teams in 3 different
And you
cities.
can't properly, and I don't really think that you could properly assess that, because if you look at where KD went, he went to Golden State where he wasn't expected to be the guy. You get what I'm saying?
But he plays
He's in
well with
Brooklyn.
others.
Hello.
He does.
KD plays well with others. Russell Westbrook does not. He did not play
All
well
right, I think
once
it's because
Durant.
I think you guys are being biased. I don't think that it's a.
I'm not
I
being.
think that was a coaching
I don't
problem.
agree with. I don't agree
I
with what
think
he's
so.
saying as far as.
But,
like,
but hold on,
I-
whether you agree or not, the evidence is there. Again, Houston.
But
Houston.
the thing is, I
He
think
didn't play well in
it's
Houston.
I think it's a skewed. I think it's
The
a skewed
Houston
argument.
is not his. It's not his fault. Houston's not his fault.
But nothing's his fault.
No,
Nothing's
Houston-
ever Russell
But you gotta
Westbrook's fault.
understand, in Houston, they only had one big man, and he wasn't a big man. It was.
I'm not talking about the big man. Who was he playing with? He would
playing
no.
with James Harden and a bunch of scrubs. What you
He
expect?
does not play well with other stars. Think about
I
the
don't
only
think that's
time.
I think that's a skewed argument, because to be honest with you, anybody who plays with Steph and Clay, the pressure is off of them for being that person. You get what I'm saying? Because you already have 2 people who have to be that person. I think Russell Westbrook would have excelled in that system the same way Durant did. I'll say that.
The
Number
only place
2.
Russell Westbrook has ever excelled is when he
Can
played
somebody
by
let me finish?
himself with a bunch of scrubs in Oklahoma City.
I don't agree with that either, but
Look at the
I
stats.
don't-
Look at the stats. The only time
I'm not
that
gonna hold
Russell
that.
Westbrook has ever excelled is when he played in Oklahoma City by himself. By himself. When he went
No,
to
but
Houston, it didn't work. He's in LA, it's not working. When he was in OKC with Durant, near the tail end of Durant's time in OKC, he all of a sudden started falling off a cliff. Everybody's like, where was Russell Westbrook? We got rid of Harden, so Westbrook could be the guy with Durant. All of a sudden, Westbrook is starting to slide that into obscurity. All of a sudden, Durant leaves. Westbrook turns into Oscar Robertson 3.5.
all right,
Well,
hold on.
No. We have to move on. We got to move on.
This is a topic we could talk about. This is what
Right.
I'm saying, and I wanted
Go
to
ahead,
address
Matt.
both
Go
of
ahead.
them.
Go ahead.
I want to address both of them. First thing with Tavia's assessment of if Russell Westbrook would have went to the Golden State Warriors, he would have flourished. I don't agree with that because Russell Westbrook is not a good decision maker. As a point guard, he's not a good decision maker. And in order to be in on the Golden State Warriors, they move the ball too much. Russell Westbrook does not know how to move the ball that much. Granted, he was averaging 10 assists at his MVP a year. Doesn't mean that he's a good ball movement, a good decision maker or a ball mover. And you need to be that on the Golden State Warriors. That's where Kevin Durant fit in. Kevin Durant flourished because he doesn't need the ball as much. He's not ball dominant. He can touch the ball probably like 7 times and still come off with 25 or 28 points per game. So I don't agree with that assessment. As far as Russell Westbrook being the reason that Kevin Durant left or all this and being the like he's not as he was like tail spinning towards the end. I don't agree with that either because when they made the finals, Russell Westbrook showed up. He was averaging 25 points per game, six rebounds, and like 8 assists in the finals against that Miami Heat team. Kevin Durant showed up. Russell Westbrook, yeah, he played like trash game 2, but he made up for that for the rest of that series. The only person that did not show up was James Harden.
Question.
So I don't. Look, hold on. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead, I'm just saying question.
Now, as far as the Houston Russell Westbrook, there wasn't that much that they can do when your whole roster is depleted and your tallest guy is 6'9", going against the Lakers team that had Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James. What were you expecting that was going to happen? It wasn't going to work. And we all criticized Mike D'Antoni's system. It wasn't going to work. We all knew it wasn't going to work. And Washington, he just had Bradley Beal, and he still got them to the point where they made the playoffs.
Here's my
So
one question before we move on to the next topic, Matt. You
Go
don't
ahead.
have to answer it now, but here's my one question.
go ahead.
When Oklahoma City made the finals that you're talking about,
Yeah.
was Russell Westbrook at that moment in time, prior to him showing out in the finals, considered a seminal NBA megastar.
No.
Exactly. It wasn't until after his star blew up that he became a number one guy that all of a sudden he started having issues playing with people who were also megastars. Because it was after that all of a sudden Durant and KD couldn't coexist.
The thing is, Paul George is not a megastar. Victor Oladipo is not a megastar. Bradley Beal is a megastar. James Harden is a megastar. Kevin Durant is a megastar. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, those are megastars. But
all those people are people Russell Westbrook has played with, with the exception of Paul George and all of that. He's played with Durant. All of a sudden, Durant leaves. He turns into Oscar Robertson meets MJ,
MVP,
right?
Because it was more relied on him to do more than what he was supposed to. He wasn't the number one guy when Kevin Durant was there.
Right. Then he goes to Houston. He can't coexist with James Harden because they're thinking, "Oh my God, we put Harden and Westbrook together. We're gonna have an unstoppable guard combo."
Pete, I think that's the Houston Rockets offense is run and gun. He's not a good shooter. By no stretch of the imagination is Russell Westbrook a good shooter. That is what Mike D'Antoni's system is. So he was going to fail ultimately in that system. We already knew that. You're talking about a guy that shoots 30% from the three-point line and under 60 from the free throw line. He's not going to succeed in that offense. We knew that. Come on. That's not a fair assessment. You know that, and I know that. He was built to fail in that system. And then he's on the Lakers where it's a defensive mind, old ass team. He's failed
in 4 out of 5 systems.
I can't fully blame him.
At what point is he not the common denominator?
He
4 out of 5 systems.
He's part of the problem, but he's not the full problem, especially when it comes to the Lakers. Frank Vogel's the problem. Anthony Davis is the problem. Russell Westbrook.
Frank Vogel brought him to a title last year.
Okay, bro, who to a title last year?
Frank Vogel brought him to the playoffs.
In the freaking bubble. In a bubble where a lot of these teams were depleted. You got to relax. Like, we got to be realistic with this. And that was a defensive mind team. They were a good defensive team. They were out rebounding teams. So that is an assessment. But now that's a whole different roster from what we see today. You got to look at you asking old ass players that were not used to playing defense from gate to play defense. It's not going to work, bro. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. It is what it is. I don't fully blame Russell Westbrook for the problems that the Lakers are having right now. It was the reason that it was the way that they built that team. They should have never went for Russell Westbrook from gate because he does not fit with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It is what it is.
I agree with you, Matt. I just feel like Russell Westbrook, I don't think that he doesn't play well with others. I feel like he's been in systems that don't play to his strengths. And I feel as if this is another system that doesn't play to his strengths. And I think that the adjustments are not being made at the right time. The Lakers as a whole are doing terrible. So given the wealth of talent that they do have, given the wealth of the experience of LeBron, you get what I'm saying, and stuff like that, like you expect more. And you expect more out of your entire roster, not just Russell Westbrook. And when you get back to the OKC times, they were the original tandem before Steph and Clay became that tandem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody saw that Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant were going to be the next coming of the league. And like I said, I feel like Kevin Durant plays well with others because he's out there to be less than what was always expected of Westbrook. I feel like Westbrook was expected to be more than what his skills could take him.
I agree. Agreed. So moving forward, pick 5 this week. I had to put my foot in my mouth about the Bills and the Patriots, but I'll gladly stand 10 toes down on that one because Matt wasn't keeping the same energy. So, right now the standings go as follows: BK Matt in first place, me, Tay, and Pete are holding down second place. Everything is within a game, and this week's games are a lot harder than last week's.
Way
So, without further ado, let's get into pick 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, we're gonna jump right in. First of all, fuck the Cowboys. First and foremost, fuck the Cowboys.
Yo, I have never heard so much analysis in a week about. I've learned so much about what a referee has to do before a play has to begin, and referee touching the ball, and I have never heard so much about a referee having to touch the ball before the play officially begins, and usually there's a gap here between this lineman and that lineman. That's all everyone's been talking about this week.
I've never heard any of that in my life.
Mike McCarthy need to lose his job. That's my take on it.
Mike McCarthy got to go and just
he got to
sit
go.
down.
Like that is just horrible.
He just needs to have a seat.
Yeah.
But a team that didn't that had a tough time last week is the Cincinnati Bengals. They won their first playoff game in 31 years, but that Raiders team held tough all the way to the end.
Which we knew they would. I mean,
and I don't think
that was
an easy game.
I don't think Pete won his money
because
Jamar Chase didn't get a touchdown.
Nah, I lost money on that one. But shout out to the Raiders though for making the playoffs with everything that has happened to them and almost getting past the wild card round of the playoffs. I wanted Cincinnati to win. Obviously, picked them. I thought they were the better team, but for the Las Vegas Raiders to even be in this spot, first of all, big thanks to Brandon Staley and the Los Angeles Chargers for making that possible. But big ups to the Raiders for putting themselves in the position to almost win that wild card game.
Right.
Yo, Kiki is gonna kill you, Drizzy. I swear.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows almost doesn't count. So not shouting out anybody who didn't win.
Absolutely. Especially the dumbass Cowboys. Still them boys though.
I told you though. I freaking told you though.
You told me
they're them bums. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
They're not them boys. They're them bums. There's a difference. The Cowboys are bums. And I think there was a question that are they any better than any other terrible team? Yes, they are. But it's the same result. Almost doesn't count. So that's all I got to say about that. Pick 5. First game, please.
First game, Bengals, Titans.
Derrick Henry is starting. So that's big news to know that Derrick Henry will be he's expected to start versus Cincinnati, I should say. He's going to be active.
I'm expected to drive, so I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm gonna.
This might cost me my whatever, but I've been riding the Joe Burrow train for 2 years now, and I'm not gonna get off yet.
Yeah, I hear you. It is a real tight game.
I'm gonna take the Titans. Pete.
This is a very, very tough game. Titans are favored by 4 points. But they're also, and they're 7-2 at home. They're playing in Tennessee. They had a really good season. But I don't know. Derrick Henry, I feel
coming
like
off an injury. Don't expect.
No, I know that, but I feel like I didn't hear too much of him about him being as dominant as much this year. Ryan Tannehill is still Ryan Tannehill.
Low-key bum.
And Tennessee, I mean, when you look at their last 5 games, they allowed Houston to score 25 points against them and only won that game by 3. They killed Miami, which is really the only blowout that they've had outside of Jacksonville. Pittsburgh, they lost to Pittsburgh by 6 points, and they barely beat San Francisco. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna take Cincinnati to win this game. Titans have been tough. I mean, Titans have had a lot of tough games this year. They only beat Seattle by 3 points in overtime in week 2. Barely beat Indy. They lost to the Jets. You know, they played 2 games against Jacksonville and only, they allowed Jacksonville to score 19 points against them in week 5. They barely beat Buffalo. Their biggest win this entire year is beating Kansas City in week 7, 27-3. Otherwise, all of their games are within 2 touchdowns. They lost to Houston. They got killed by New England, and Tannehill only threw for 93 yards. Yeah.
I think a lot needs to be said to Tennessee for even remaining a contender with a good portion of their roster being hurt. So I think that needs to be commended. They didn't have Julio for a good portion. They didn't have Derrick Henry for like the latter part of the season. So for them to be in the position that they're in now, it says a lot, right? But again, Derrick Henry is coming off of injury. I'm not expecting too much from him. But I'm with Tay. Like it's hard to deny Joe Burrow what he in the way that he's been playing lately, and not even just lately, for like the last few seasons. So I'm going with Cincinnati.
All right, I'll be the odd man out, and I will take the Titans. I think that
I'm a fan of King of Henry.
No, it's not even Henry, because if Henry killed me in fantasy, so it's definitely not that. It's injured. Right, and it killed my entire season. So plus I didn't draft too good in fantasy this year. But
fantasy sucks.
I think that fantasy sucks for you. But
I'm talking about this year it shouldn't have been. These damn injuries killing me right now.
What I'm thinking is that the wide receiver core for Tennessee is a lot more. Julio and AJ are a lot more explosive than just Jamar Chase over there. And not saying
now they have more than just Jamar Chase.
Let me finish. But Jamar Chase is the number one. That's the first option. Tannehill has a couple first options. You feel me? And do we really trust the Bengals? Do we trust the Bengals secondary to be able to hold these two?
Tannehill's an average quarterback.
That's the thing. I think, Cincinnati has a decent defense. They're a little bit more lax than I'd like them to be. They play a little bit. They play a little bit more risky than I want them to play. But you've got Joe Mixon, you've got Jamar Chase, you've got Tyler Boyd, who's kind of been the forgotten wide receiver over there. You do have CJ Uzma, the tight end, who's really been coming into his own. And Joe Burrow's he reminds me.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. He's average. He's average.
Joe Burrow reminds me of those 90s.
I wish Ashley was here earlier. When we talking about her team.
Joe Burrow just reminds me of one of those quarterbacks who's going to fling the ball. Joe Burrow is going to fling that ball down the field. He reminds me of one of those old school quarterbacks that he going to throw to his arm falls off.
Absolutely. But she said stop it. She said stop it.
As we got to get you back on, though.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you back on. We're going to talk about your Cowboys. We're going to talk about your Cowboys. It's all good. We remember what you said last time about the boys. It's still your boys, though. Yours. But, all right. I don't mind being an odd man out on this one. Niners, Packers.
Ooh.
Matt, you're gonna start this one.
Matt, you gotta keep the same energy as you did all season.
With this one. I'm keeping the same energy. I'm going to pick the Packers, but I'm not going to say that this is going to be easy for me either, because it's pretty much the same reasoning as last week when I was telling y'all that I would not be surprised if the Niners beat the Cowboys, because they are trash when it comes to defending the rush. Green Bay is trash.
Is Bosa playing?
Huh?
Yes.
Bosa, yes, Bosa will be playing.
Yeah.
I'm taking the 49ers.
I'm gonna take the Packers.
Taking the Packers too, because that man is over there.
No, I'm just keeping the
Bosa
same
will be
energy.
cleared.
I'm just keeping the same energy from last week. I still don't believe in the 49ers. So.
I don't believe. I like I said, they're a difficult team to pit against, especially if you know that the defense is lax, and Green Bay's defense is very lax. They can't do much to the rushing offense. Pretty much like the Cowboys couldn't do shit to Debo last week. They couldn't do a damn thing to that man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, I should.
Wouldn't be surprised if I upset though. I wouldn't be.
And who you got, Pete?
I'm going to take Green Bay just because San Francisco does not intrigue me. They don't wow me. I can't really name a player on the San Francisco 49ers that's not Joey Bosa, Debo Samuel, or Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. You just named a whole bunch of bodies.
It's possible, Drizzy. It's very possible.
Their defense, here's the thing. Their defense doesn't really strike the fear of God into me like some defenses have, like the 2000 Ravens defense, like some of those great Ravens defense, like some of those great Bears defenses, like some of the even Tay's Giants have had some great defenses that literally have put the fear of God into me when I see that defense line up across the field. And the San Francisco defense really just doesn't do to me, no matter how much people say that they're really, really good.
Their defense is not that good. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No, but people talk about the San Francisco 49er defense
as
if they're going to just...
Hello, they were in the Super Bowl the year before last. Like, are we going to forget about that? When was the last time the Packers was in the Super Bowl? Yeah, well, up until the second half, they were beating the spit out of the Chiefs.
Yeah, and they lost.
But when was the last time? When was the last time the Packers was in the Super Bowl?
Here we go.
It's been a while, but
I'm just asking.
Stop it.
I just want to know. I really just want to know.
It's a good question.
It's not a good.
Really
y'all just want to go back to the fact that he doesn't talk to his parents. I'm tired.
No. I wasn't going to do it this time. I definitely wasn't going to do it this time. But since you brought it up,
Matt, listen. Aaron Rodgers may not like vaccines. He may not like talking to his parents, and he may not like a lot of things. He may not do a lot of things right. But you know what Aaron Rodgers does do right? He throws the damn football very, very, very well. He knows how to play.
At a great accuracy.
And he knows how to play. He knows how to play in the cold weather of Lambeau Field.
Okay, next game.
So I'm taking Lambeau and Aaron Rodgers over the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah, and I bet you he takes a Thanksgiving by himself over one with his family too.
I don't doubt that, Tay. I don't doubt that.
That's funny. All right.
Dre, who did you take?
I took the Packers.
He took the Packers.
Look,
I might change my pick depending on how I feel.
Montavia over there riding with Jimmy G. You should be ashamed of yourself right now. Jimmy G over
I'm
Aaron
not riding
Rodgers.
with anybody. I said I might change my pick. I could care less.
It's probably -20 in Green Bay.
Yeah, I want to see what the game time temperature is going to be in Green Bay tomorrow.
The next game, Rams versus Bucks.
Ooh.
I don't like betting against Tom Brady. Ever.
I'm going to do it this time. I'm doing it this time. I'm sorry. I think the Rams was built for this game. They were constructed for this game. She said 10 degrees.
But Matthew Stafford.
Ashley said 10 degrees that game.
Yeah,
you do
that's what I'm
remember
saying
that
too.
Garoppolo. You do remember that Garoppolo played in the
New England?
Northeast before. It's been cold, so I don't know what that. got to do with anything. But with this game, you said, Matt, you taking the Rams?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams.
I think you're gonna regret that.
I know I will. I know I will. But I like the way that Stafford and OBJ played well together the other night, and it just inspired me. Yeah, he didn't. Ashley got to relax. She doing too much.
Ashley said he didn't play. He stood.
She got to relax.
I mean, she's not lying.
She isn't. But again, this is, and I agree with Drizzy. This is more or less a game where it can make or break Matthew Stafford. Is he as good as everybody makes him out to be? Because this Rams team was literally constructed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let's put up or shut up. I'm going with the Rams.
Tay?
I'm going with the Bucs. I've been riding the Tom Brady cruise since last year, and I'm going to stay on it.
Okay. Pete?
Taking the Rams. I think exactly what Matt said is accurate. The one thing that we have always known throughout the entirety of Tom Brady's career that has been Tom Brady's kryptonite has been a fast and dangerous defensive front. And that is the one thing that these Rams do have. They have a very dangerous, very hard-hitting, very fast defensive front. And so I don't think this is as much. Yes, I do agree with what Andre is saying about how this is going to be something that Stafford is going to be. There's going to be weighed heavily against Stafford. But I honestly don't think this is a game that's about Stafford. I honestly think this is a game on whether or not the Rams defense can do exactly what they were constructed to do. And that is wreak havoc on the offensive line and rush Tom Brady into bad passes and get him antsy in the pocket. This is not a game for Stafford to win. This is a game for that defense to win. And it's going to be very interesting to see if they do that.
No. I have to respectfully or disrespectfully disagree with you on that. Because the only narrative that's going to come out that game is if Matthew Stafford can hang with the big boys. Because there's been a couple of times where the Rams have been in do-or-die situations and died.
In 500 feet.
This is supposed to be a shootout, regardless of any. Both high power.
It shouldn't be, though. Not with that defense that the Rams got. It shouldn't be.
Tom Brady has a sniper.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has a sniper rifle, and Stafford has a pistol.
Yeah, but
no, he doesn't. Stafford has always been considered to have one of the best arms in the game.
What I'm saying is,
he has weapons. That's the problem. That's what we're trying to tell you.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing as Ryan Tannehill. He has to get him there.
But Stafford has a lot better. Stafford's a better quarterback than Tannehill is on any day.
I wouldn't do that.
I'll give him that. But also Stafford is big.
And he's got the best wide receiver in the game.
I understand that, but he's throwing interceptions in the end zone half the games. You got to finish the plays.
Who's the best wide receiver? Who's the best wide receiver in the game?
Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the NFL this year.
Dante Alban.
No, Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the NFL.
That is so white privilege.
To you.
I'm not doing that.
No, the numbers say. The numbers say he was the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Look, are you saying OBJ is the best wide receiver in the NFL?
I did not say that at all. I don't know who said that. Now, I didn't say that shit. No, I said that. I said Adams. I said Adams.
Devontae Adams?
Look, yes.
Not
now Malcolm X.
Are you serious?
Cooper Kupp was first in receptions, first in yards, first in touchdowns. He was number one across the board in the NFL this year.
That's watching this, y'all better tell me who the better receiver is. It's white privilege.
145 receptions, almost 2,000 yards receiving, and 16 touchdowns for Cooper Kupp. He was the number one ranked wide receiver in every major receiving category.
Playing with Matthew Stafford.
Now, hold on. Talk about Devontae Adams. Second in receptions with 123. Okay. Second in receptions. Third in yards at 1,553, and he only had 11 touchdowns, which is good for fifth in the league. He was
train?
5 touchdowns below Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, this is
400 yards below
This
him,
a- this
and
is Woodlawn.
25 receptions below him.
So is Dante Adams' fault that Aaron Rodgers getting everybody else involved? Wow.
Hold on, and
Stafford
Green Bay ain't
always-
never have a running game, so Green Bay always throwing the ball, but they got a running game in Los Angeles.
I was about to say you trying to play Dylan? Is that what you're doing right now? Trying to say he trash? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I ain't
Is
saying
that
that
what I'm
they
hearing?
running game striking the
Is that
field
what I'm
God
hearing
is
you saying
anybody.
right now?
Aaron Rodgers could never be. Let me just make this clear. Aaron Rodgers could never be trash. I'll say that. Devontae Adams can never be trash either.
Mhm.
So I would never disrespect Aaron. I don't agree with how with a lot of things about Aaron Rodgers. I do feel like this is his year. I tell you, he has until this year for me to put that overrated tag on him, because it don't matter until you win the big dance. To me, he only won it once.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's saying
And Matthew
Cooper Kupp. All right,
Stafford,
I
and to
got
be
you.
honest with you,
I'm wrong.
but at the end of the day, with Cooper Kupp is up there. He's an elite level wide receiver. But I do feel like them getting OBGYN, Odell Beckham Jr. put them on a different stratosphere.
Oh my God.
Well, I think you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there, Queen. I mean, getting OBJ and getting a motivated OBJ, which I think is always a big thing. Getting a motivated OBJ who really wants to play, it helps take a lot of that pressure off for Cooper Kupp. And even with that said, he was still double teamed on most routes last week in that wild card game.
I just think that I think that when Matt brought up about it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault that he's getting everybody else involved, well, Matt Stafford had to do the same thing. He has to get Odell Beckham involved. You're gonna have a
He just got there. You gotta relax. He just got
Tom
there.
Tom Brady get everybody involved. His tight end
Yeah.
came up to him like, "Yo, I need 5 catches and a touchdown."
And
for
guess
the
what he
bonus."
did? Guess what he did? Gave him 5 catches and a touchdown
And a
for the bonus.
touchdown.
Like,
So we just want to segue to Tom Brady. That's what we're doing right now. Dre, who you picking?
I am picking the Rams.
Oh shit, I didn't see that coming.
I
didn't see
didn't
that coming.
either.
You going against Tom Brady? You? Woo-hoo-hoo. I feel like this is gonna be the week that Tavia freaking takes over. I really do feel like this is the week because she's going against the grain.
Listen, I
agree
did
with
that.
that.
I did that in the playoff. I did that in the playoffs last year and ended up beating out Pete. That's all that matters. I wasn't last. So
I just think the Rams legit was built to combat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers because
This
we
defensive
all
line
know
was.
so we all know the Buccaneers are stacked, but they're missing 2 key receivers. So that just like I said, it's gonna be the game that's really gonna make or break Matthew Stafford, and that
Watch them activate Antonio Brown tomorrow.
imagine.
get the fuck out of here. Not with that fucked up ankle, and not with him trashing Tom Brady on every media platform there is.
Well, this game is probably going to be have some, slightly harder. Bills versus Chiefs. We just saw what the Bills did, and we just saw what the Chiefs did.
6
both kinda-
straight scoring drives.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Did you see the pregame pep talk that was given in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Can I
That
just
was
say
one of
that?
the greatest things I've ever seen.
Can I just say that Josh Allen can do the same exact thing to that Kansas City defense? I just want to throw that out there. He very much could do the same damn thing. It's just the fact that Patrick Mahomes does get on the field eventually.
I mean, he
It
did
is
it to
tough.
them in week 5. He did it to them in week 5 when he beat them 38-20 and threw for 315 yards.
That's what I'm saying. He can do the same exact thing. It's just a matter of what Kansas City team are we gonna see? Because I've seen.
I agree with you 100%, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
People
the scary
forgot.
part.
People slept on the Bills because they went on a 3-game losing streak in the middle of the season against some really bad teams. Right? They lost to Jacksonville. They got blown out by Indy. Then they lost back-to-back weeks to Tampa Bay in overtime and New England. So a lot of people started sleeping on him, and Allen had some rough games. But they had multiple 4-game winning streaks this year.
Mhm.
They had 2 4-game winning streaks this year. They've only lost back-to-back games once this year. Yeah, it's
How the hell do you remember all of that? I don't even remember none of that. Like he's like a he's literally like a computer. I remember I honestly, I'm gonna rock the grain. I'm a very big Patrick Mahomes fan. Kelsey, love him. Hill, love him. But again, like it's the sentiments of what I said with the last game with Stratford is exactly like this with Allen. He was a touchdown away last year from going to the Super Bowl. So I feel like this is going to be the season. This is the year where we're going to go into the next season and going to say that Josh Allen is the team to beat. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills is going to be the team to beat. So
we've been trying to say that for the past. We've been trying to say that for the past 3 seasons.
No, I'm talking about that.
But to be honest with you, this is the Bills need to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to beat the Chiefs? I don't see it. But they smacked the Patriots. They were supposed to smack the Patriots last week. Anything less would have been uncivilized. Anything less.
Sorry.
You get what I'm saying? But I do feel like the Bills, you can't keep counting them out either. Eventually, they're going to prove you right. That that they are where they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be.
But I hate it had to be them, and I hate it had to be going against the Chiefs.
Yeah. So
it's interesting because in week 7, after Kansas City lost to Tennessee 27-3, and Kansas City was 3-4, us and a lot of people around the sports world had a lot of doubts about Kansas City. A lot of doubts after that game. And
still do.
Hold on.
I still have doubts.
But then we may still have doubts, but a lot of people in the sports world all of a sudden started drinking the Kool-Aid again. Why? Because the Chiefs went on an 8-game winning streak. From week 8 to week 16, they did not lose a single game. But what people
that was a real quiet
teams that they played
too.
Yeah. But that's what I'm about to say, Matt. The toughest team they played in that 8-game winning streak was the Green Bay Packers, and they only won that game 13-7. And Mahomes only threw for 166 yards.
I think we're using this only as disrespect.
It is.
I know. I'm using it to prove this point, Tay. I've had my doubts about Kansas City from the beginning of the year. Nothing they've done this year has changed those doubts. In that 8-game winning streak, they beat the Giants, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Cowboys, they beat the Broncos, they beat the Raiders again, and they beat Pittsburgh.
Hold on. You see, you going all around the world, and you just disproved your point before you even got to it. Look at the teams that you named. The Cowboys are believe it or not, they're bums and all that stuff like that, but the Cowboys were supposed to win that game. That's number one. If the Chiefs are as bad as we say they are compared to what they're supposed to be, the only team in that I heard that they should have won that game was against the Giants, because all those
and
other
they barely
teams
won that.
Were playoff contended.
20-17
teams
was the
were playoff contended. Oh my goodness! Every other team that they played were just in the playoffs.
That's a fact.
Currently in the playoffs right now.
That's a fact.
But they were third wild
except
card,
for the Giants,
with the exception of Dallas.
You're making it. So what? It's still the playoffs. You're making it seem like that they played against the Jets, the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? The Texans. They played against the Raiders. They played against who gave Cincinnati a run for their money last week. They played against the Cowboys, which that was their team. They beat themselves more than the 49ers beat them. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, Tennessee. And Dre is favoring Tennessee to win their game. You get what I'm saying?
No, they lost to Tennessee. That was before the win streak started.
Yeah, but you
They got
mentioned,
smacked by Tennessee.
you mentioned them though. Or of the teams that you mentioned, I didn't see not one easy. The only easy team I saw them beating was the Giants. The other ones, you're disproving your point just by saying those games. It was better. That 8-game winning streak was better than Arizona's. Was better than Pittsburgh's last year.
Said the Cowboys.
So let's put some respect on that team for getting it together across different playoff contending teams. They didn't play scrubs like the Jets.
Really? Like,
I can't give Kansas City. I can honestly say I can't give Kansas City the kind of respect that Tay wants me to give them. Even though I understand Tay's point, I can't.
No,
do
but
that.
your point makes absolutely no sense. That's what
I think their schedule has shown that they are what we think they are. They have a leaky defense. I mean leaky. Okay. And the offense is not as high powered and just blowing everybody out this year. Because even in all of these games against teams that were supposed to win, they were either barely able to score points or they only beat their opponents by a touchdown or less. And I can't see that. I don't see that happening
but
against
this
Buffalo.
the thing is the only is problematic though. Because they only beat these teams. They still beat them. I don't think that we came into this season thinking that the Kansas City Chiefs were anything like they were supposed to be. Last year proved in the Super Bowl that they weren't that team anymore. And I think
we didn't, but they were the number 1 ranked team. Everybody had them pegged to go to the Super Bowl. We didn't. Us 4.
I don't believe that. I believe everybody was talking about. Everybody's just been riding the Bucks coattails. They've been riding the Bucks and the Bills all year long. The Bucks and the Bills. Even last year, the Bucks and the Bills. And I do not count. Let's be clear. You can't count out Patrick Mahomes the same way you can't count out Tom Brady. He's on that elite level. He is.
All I'm saying,
I'm still taking
it
Buffalo.
speaks to what you guys think. Well, take them.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is, I said earlier before, like when we started with this game right now, right? It depends on what Kansas City team we're going to see, because we've seen 3 different formations of them so far this season. So, like to piggyback off of what you two guys just said, as far as when we started this season, Tay may have heard Bills and Buccaneers, but I've heard the rematch between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady from sun up to sundown until they went on that losing streak. And then again, we started sitting there thinking, what is going on with this Kansas City team? A lot of us were saying the only reason they lost in the Super Bowl was because that O-line was depleted, and there was nothing and Patrick Mahomes was playing on an injury. This is all that everybody kept saying. So everybody was heavy on this Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes in the rematch for the Super Bowl. This is what I was hearing. Now, ultimately, I'm still of sound in mind of the Kansas City Chiefs are the team to beat, but I'm not going to sleep on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That's just where I'm at. So, like I said, this game can go either way. It depends.
I agree
solely
with that.
on what it depends solely on what Kansas City team we're going to see, and the fact that we haven't seen a steady diet of that powerhouse Kansas City Chiefs team this season. I'm going with Buffalo. That's just me. It's not to disrespect Patrick Mahomes or the Chiefs or Andy Reid, because I got love for that team to a degree because I like the way that they play. But I'm going with Buffalo because Josh Allen has been undeniable so far in this postseason and the latter part of the season. I'm just going with that.
Begrudgingly, I'm going with Buffalo only because Patrick Mahomes has this magical thing when teams are up by 10, he turns Super Saiyan, and all of a sudden he wins games. But I do feel that the Buffalo Bills can withstand that. But again, it goes back to your guys' point about what Kansas City are we getting. Are they going to be able to protect Patrick Mahomes? Because the Bills' defense, their front line isn't slouches either.
At all. Ain't nothing to fuck with. So,
Right.
and that's what I'm saying. And that O-line has been kind of shaky at best.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes been put on his ass a good amount this season. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's like you really don't know if he's going to get the proper protection in this game, because this could be a very much inspired Buffalo Bills team, because they know how close they got last season. They know how close they were.
A lot of people didn't see it in the wild card game. We didn't see a lot of it because we didn't have to. But people forget Josh Allen does not have to beat you with his arm. The boy can run, and the boy has been known to run and score touchdowns with his legs. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he takes advantage of that Kansas City defense by using his legs to run.
So to wrap this segment up, Bills, Matt.
I have
Tay.
the Bills. We just don't know who Tay has currently.
And Tay, who do you have? No, the Bills and the Chiefs. Not the you got games confused.
She said she's not going against Patrick Mahomes. Look, I wanted her to say that.
That doesn't mean she's gonna necessarily pick the Chiefs.
When is that game?
Tomorrow.
I'll wait. I'll see how I feel when I sleep on it.
That game is tomorrow, 6:30.
Okay. So
yeah, I'll see how I feel.
By the way, in a live score update, Bengals are up. I believe they're up 3-0 on the Tennessee Titans already.
All right, let's go Titans. But yeah,
the
this
Titans
week
could pull out. The Titans could pull out a miracle.
You can.
They're known for upsets.
The Music City Miracle.
This week.
Oh, by the way, Tannehill's already thrown an interception.
Of course. Anyway.
So what's the average?
This week will make or break the pick 5, because next week we only have 2 games left.
Yeah, it depends, because right now, Dre, you have 1 pick different. Tay has 2 picks different. And then depends on who she picks with Buffalo. So it's that Buffalo game. This is going to be very interesting. I think me and Matt have all the same picks. So even if we both all win, I'm still a game behind Matt.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm just hoping the game I picked that Matt didn't pick. If
Matt goes 4-0, then the very least that would happen is it's going to be Matt, me, and then either you and Tay tied, or there may be a 1-game difference between 3rd and 4th. But if Matt goes 4-0, that's what'll happen.
Yeah, that's it.
If Matt will retain first place.
Yeah, or it'll be another tie again.
I'm not doing no trivia, nothing. Kiss my ass.
I'll pick it. I'll make sure I pick something else this time. But
see me in the court or something.
Anyway, quick hits. We haven't done this in a couple weeks, and the way you did
guys, I have to jump.
Okay, Queen.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Later. So, quick hits. The way you did it before, Pete, is the way you always gonna do it.
Nah, we needed Tavia here with the gun or something.
Yeah.
Nah. I got the gun this time. I Pete. The mute button worked. Let's go. All right, let's get it popping.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Quick Hits for the week of Saturday, January 22nd. And let's start in the Major League Baseball. As we know, the Major League Baseball Players Association and the league have been locked out since December the 2nd, but the Players Association will be bringing a counter offer to the league this week. We hope that they can make opening day. March 31st is the scheduled opening day. The lockout continues. It will push back opening day. For the first time in AAA baseball history, robot umpires will be used to call balls and strikes this year as they expand the technology to the highest level of minor league baseball. That means a computer-based system will be calling balls and strikes with someone reviewing the computer calls. It was previously used in single A baseball during the last season of minor league baseball. Moving to the NFL, the New York Football Giants have finally hired a new general manager. That is the former assistant general manager of the Buffalo Bills, Joe Shane, who got hired. He started in football in 2000 as an intern in the Carolina Panthers ticket office, then moved on to the Dolphins and finally on to the Bills. He was part of the Bills GM team that picked Josh Allen as their quarterback. And of course, as with every Giants personnel, he does have a little bit of the Giants flair to him. He was made the assistant the director of player personnel under the Miami Dolphins when Bill Parcells was there. So the Giants connection right there. First job on tap for him, choosing the next head coach for the New York Football Giants. Right now, Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, in running to be interviewed for the head coach position, as well as Dallas defensive coordinator Dan Quinn and Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll. With some more hiring and firing in the NFL, the Panthers are bringing in a new offensive coordinator, and it's somebody that Giants fans might know very well. The Panthers are reportedly hiring former Giants head coach Ben McAdoo to be the new offensive coordinator in Carolina. So he will have a chance to work with Sam Darnold and possibly Cam Newton if they re-sign him. Baltimore made a big firing on their defensive staff this week, a surprising firing, as they fired longtime defensive coordinator Don Wink Martindale, who was in his fourth year as the defensive coordinator, but has been with the Ravens team since 2012. This was the first year out of the top 10 in his 4 seasons as the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. This year they finished 25 in overall defense. Ladies and gentlemen, all of that has been our quick hits for Saturday, January 22nd. You're on mute, Dre.
Good job, Pete. Good job. Great job.
It's a lot.
Matt,
That was a lot.
You on the same minutes restriction because we run along.
But Dre, I saw that face. I gotta ask you your thoughts on the hiring of Ben McAdoo as the Panthers offensive coordinator.
It's not the Giants, so I'm cool.
Horrible.
Hey, so Matt, what you got for us for the smoke section? You said you want to speak about a certain New York Knicks that we have spoken about once before.
I'm about fucking sick of it. Hit the music.
Bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are halfway into the season, and the Knicks are still nicking. And contrary to what everybody else believes, this is not freaking James Dolan's fault at this time. It is definitely their star player, and I'm doing the quotations because he is who we said he was, which is a quart of water getting paid like he's a 20-ounce Sprite. It's bullshit. I'm talking about Julius Randle. That's what I'm talking about. He mad because the New York fans booed him. Why? Because he was playing like trash, which is the norm. I've been saying it from day one. He is not a star player. He is not worth the $117 million extension he signed in the offseason. Boy is a left-handed player that can only go left. He can't go right to save his life. RJ Barrett has been balling. I give him that. Been going right a little bit. Been doing little things. You know, it's all right. Kimber he shows up when the hell he want to show up. But Julius Randle he's just not doing it for me. I'm sorry. I think it's at the point right now that maybe we need to cut our losses. They need to trade him for something better. That's how I'm feeling right now. You can't handle the New York pressure. You played all right last season. You got us to a fourth seed in the East. Right now, they're scrambling to even try to get to the 8th. I think it's like a tie between 5 different teams. Pete, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you're looking right now. I'm pretty sure it's a scramble between 5 teams for the 7th and 8th spot. I'm not even sure, but I know the Knicks ain't looking like how they were projected to be. And
it's really 4 teams right now in that.
Teams now.
Raptors are right now in the 8th spot. Wizards are a half game behind the Raptors. Celtics a half game behind the Wizards, and the Knicks a half game behind the Celtics. The Hawks are a game and a half behind the Knicks.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Dre. We did it after the year. We did it after a year, right? And our good friend, Randy, he sold us a bag of goods about how the Knicks was going to be doing they was going to be doing some damage, right? Like, Julius Randle going to go right. He going to be balling, most improved. He got his money. The Knicks is going to be like a top 5 seed, possibly 4th, even though we told him. Me and you both told him Chicago is coming. Miami's coming. Milwaukee's still there. Philly is low-key still there. And the Nets is still there. I don't see the Knicks getting to at least the highest. Their ceiling might be 6.
Well, let's also be honest. So first off, division-wise, Matt, outside of Philly and Brooklyn, that entire division has played like trash. The Raptors are only 1 game over 500. The Celtics are 1 game under 500. And the Knicks are 2 games under 500. There's only 2 good teams in that division. Well, 2 teams that have been playing good in that division. And that is the Brooklyn Nets at 29-16 and the Sixers at 26-19. Now, when you look at the entire Eastern Conference, yeah, you have a couple of teams ahead of them. But really, if you really look at it, the separation between the 1st seed and the 7th seed, this is looking a lot like the West almost, because the Nets are only a half a game ahead of both the Bulls and the Heat. They're only a game and a half ahead of the Bucks, 2.5 ahead of Cleveland. Philly is only 3 games out, and Charlotte is 3.5 out. So between 1 and 7 is only 3.5 game difference. Then you get to the Raptors, who are the 8th seed, that are 6 games out. So really, if we're really going to be honest, the division, only 2 teams have played good. And in the entire conference, everybody that's below the 7th seed has been playing trash.
Exactly. So with that being said, the Knicks, are we going to keep New York fans?
Which includes the Hawks, who beat them.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I kind of expected that with the Hawks because they've been hit with a lot of the injury bug. And so I was kind of expecting that a little bit. Not that far off of a drop. I expected them to be playoff contention, and they kind of could still make a playoffs appearance. They might make the play-in, but my ceiling wasn't that high when it came to Atlanta. Atlanta was just legit a story of injuries and COVID-19. That's how I felt as far as them getting to as far as they got, which is the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't see that happening this season because, again, a lot more teams got better. With that being said, and when we were talking about the Eastern Conference, the Knicks, y'all gave $117 million extension to this guy. They just picked up Cam Reddish, who I think should be playing soon. I don't know if he's playing tomorrow or he might be playing like next week, but I think he's projected to be playing soon, which is not a bad pickup. Solomon Hill is not a bad pickup either, but your star is Julius Randle. That's who you're giving that's who you're giving the Allen Houston contract to, which is Julius Randle. Is he worth that? That's my question. Is he worth that? Because I don't think he is.
We don't even have to spend long on that. Nope, he is not worth it.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses. Go about your business. Go do the magical thing that people think they're gonna do. Magically, if Zion come back healthy, I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, he's healthy now, and he's a Knick. That's a pipe dream for a lot of Knicks fans. But
that Duke trio, RJ Barrett,
get the Duke.
Zion Williamson. Get the Duke trio. You still need the bread to do it. You need the bread to do it. Cut your losses with that, bro. I'm sick of Zion. I'm not about to say Zion. I'm sick of Julius Randle. I thought he was all right. I didn't think he was that good. we had a lot of these Knicks fans open and wet. It was just like y'all gotta relax. It was just I'm like I said, the best hood terminology I can give to Julius Randle is he's a quart of water being paid like he's a 20 ounce bottle of Sprite.
Well, you said it all. You said it all. So today's topic.
Who else are they gonna give their money to?
Probably Zion.
Us.
Probably Zion.
No, but who else at the time when you had to sign Julius Randle? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with your assessment on Julius Randle's game.
You said who? Who they can give it to? You know how many
Who were they going to give it to at that time?
Who? You know how many they had mad free agent. Trade his ass and get Ben Simmons if you need to. I don't give a damn. Get rid of him.
First of all, you know Philly ain't. Listen, Philly ain't gonna do the stupid thing of trading him in the division.
Philly would take Julius Randle.
If Philly trade, listen, as much as I give Ben Simmons shit, and as much of a bum as I think Ben Simmons is, okay, I think that Daryl Morey and Elton Brand and the brain trust over in Philadelphia got a little bit more than an iota of intelligence, and they're not going to trade Ben Simmons within their own division.
Can I just say, I think Daryl Morey and Elton Brand are a bunch of bitches right now. I really feel like they're holding.
There you go, calling people bitches.
I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it real. I feel like you're holding. It's a pissing contest. Like you can get. They had a trade on the table to get Buddy Hield. Why not take that?
Because they don't want Buddy Hield. They want somebody with the same value as Ben Simmons.
Right now, they're in playoff contention. Granted, they're not going to go too much far in the playoffs with the team.
They're a better team without Ben Simmons.
They're a better team without Ben Simmons. You don't need much.
Right, but you know how Daryl Morey move already, so this is not nothing new.
So no, I think any GM would have done this trade.
Any GM would try to get equal value. Like trading Buddy Hield for Ben Simmons is not. Come on, that's not realistic.
If he did it, people would rip him apart for being a dumb GM.
People would shit on him for doing it.
Right now for holding this trade hostage.
I would hold it. I ain't gonna lie. I'd hold the trade hostage too. If I can get something better, you get okay. Now you get rid of him for less value. Then what? We're still wasting.
It doesn't necessarily have to be less value. You acting like
Buddy Hield
is nowhere near as much of a. Listen,
Ben
as much of a bum as I call Ben Simmons to be, he's not
doing that. Are you doing that?
I would do that. I would do that.
This is why you're not an NBA GM.
Head up. There's other pieces that's in play with that. I'm saying is you can construct a team around your superstar instead of wasting his prime away. We all know Joel Embiid is injury prone. Mm-hmm. So you're going to keep wasting him. Right now, Joel Embiid is in MVP contention. You're going to waste that away because you're in a pissing contest to try to get equal value for Ben Simmons? I'm sorry. There's really little to no equal value of getting a 6'10" point guard. Let's be realistic. Be realistic.
But they also just paid this man almost $200 million. So why be in a rush to trade somebody who just
that damn office is? That's pretty much what I'm saying.
How? Right. But that goes back to the point. Hold on. That just goes back to the point.
Regardless of what I may think, of what I may think about Ben Simmons, you're talking about a man who was the #1 overall draft pick, is 25 years old, has averaged 14.7 rebounds, 7 assists a game, and is 6'11". All of those things, and you want me to give him up for Buddy Hield. I may not want him on my team. He may not want to be on my team. He may not want to be there, but I am not going to give him up for a package that does not include at least minimum 1 first-round draft pick and at least 1 first-round draft pick caliber player that I can put on the court. And that's at a bare minimum. That's at a bare minimum. Now, you know they're going to want to get more than that, and I don't blame them for it. But at the bare minimum, you better be giving me first-round caliber player and a first-round pick at bare minimum.
Okay, and with that being said, right, I just threw Buddy Hield out there. You could have got other pieces with that, along with your first round draft pick and all that.
Yeah, because the Kings is the latest trade package. Yeah, that's what I get it. Because there was more in that
what
package.
I'm saying is, he's looking for an equal value superstar. You're not gonna find that, especially with
Question: would you trade Ben Simmons for Russell Westbrook?
No, I'm traded.
I would.
I don't want to say they're the same player, but I wouldn't. They're not. I wouldn't do it. No, you know what? You know why? Ben Simmons. Are you talking about damn near defensive player of the year, Ben Simmons?
That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing they got different. That's the only edge Ben Simmons got over Russell Westbrook.
I think Simmons is a better passer than Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook will at least take a jump shot.
I give him that. Well, except for the
Westbrook's a better scorer in all facets.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Westbrook has shown
in all three levels. Westbrook is a better scorer, and we you know how we can say that? Because Ben Simmons can't shoot worse than them.
Neither can Russell Westbrook.
And also, if you're LeBron James, and I tell you, I'll give you Ben Simmons.
I take 33 over like 2.
And he's just as worse at the free throw line as Ben Simmons.
If you give LeBron Ben Simmons,
they even each other out right there at the free throw line.
You give LeBron
doesn't have to carry the ball.
Yeah, and he's not going to turn over the ball, unlike Russell Westbrook would. So there goes.
But now you're adding 2 soft people on your team.
I don't think Ben Simmons is soft as far as on the play. I feel like he's soft mentality.
Did he not call Ben? Has he not?
Yeah, mentality.
You just called him a bitch.
I didn't call Ben Simmons a bitch. I called Daryl Morey
a bitch. Sorry, you called Daryl Morey a bitch.
No, on this show, yeah, but on previous shows, run the tape back. Run the tape. I swear to you, there has been a show.
Ben Simmons a bitch before. One of them at a time.
Yeah, mentally, he is a bitch.
How you can be a bitch but not be soft? Explain that. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense.
He's soft.
Anthony
Make
Davis
it make
is soft
sense,
enough.
man.
Anthony Davis soft in the body too.
I don't think Anthony Davis is a bitch. I think he's just soft. There's a difference.
We'll agree.
Look,
okay.
I don't think nobody's fucking Ben Simmons on the court. That's how I'm talking about on the court. If he has the right backing around him,
Trae Young was in that man's head.
Well, he also shut Trae Young down for a good portion of that last game. So I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
That's cute for that one portion of that last game.
But I'm talking about Ben Simmons can hold 1 through 5. Russell Westbrook can't.
Westbrook. I'm not putting Ben Simmons on no 5.
But he's the same height as a 5. Is what I'm saying. And he's capable of guarding a 5. He fucking shut down Rudy Gobert.
No. See, you just proved my point.
I caught myself.
We gotta move on. No, now we have to move on because Matt.
Hold on. So two rumors that have come up. One, including Sacramento, as Matt has said, was a package for Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and 2 first-round picks for Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Matisse Thybulle. But the Sixers don't want to part with Thybulle.
Dibble. No, Thybulle, bro.
I'm like, what the fuck is he saying?
Dibble. Listen, I don't know everybody.
I can even say it, bro.
Now, here's another thing. There is another superstar that possibly wants out of his home market. Could you see a trade go down where Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard swap locations?
That would be stupid on Portland's part.
Not if Dame wants out.
No,
Dame doesn't want out.
You know what? We don't know because Dame will never say it. if he does.
Probably right. Yeah.
Dame will never
he's
say it
out
if he
for
does.
he's out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, Dame is out for some time.
Ben Simmons out for the whole season right now. Right. So
he wouldn't be out if he got traded. If he got traded, boy is active. Like he's active. Like same thing with Kyrie.
No,
Irving.
but I'm saying at the end of the season,
traded, he's active.
at the end of the season, what does it? I think Lillard's contract comes up at the end of this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Damian Lillard?
Right.
No, he just sound. You said
No.
Lillard?
He signed an extension.
He signed an extension. He's there for a good 6 years.
So if Lillard wanted out, the contracts would match up. If Lillard wanted out of Portland, the contracts would match up. You could trade Ben Simmons for Dame. If I'm Portland, I'm asking for a little bit more, and maybe Philly's getting a little less because you're getting, in my opinion, a much better player in Dame Lillard than Ben Simmons. But you get Dame Lillard, maybe a first-round pick, maybe a bench player, and you're trading away what? Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons,
Thybulle, and that's
I wouldn't get rid of Thybulle. No, they would want to keep Thybulle.
Like it's your thigh, Thybulle.
Okay, Thybulle. They would want to keep Thybulle, but the Simmons and Lillard contracts would match up. So you're basically trading away Tobias Harris for now getting some kind of salary cap breathing room, and you're getting back whatever Portland's trying to throw away, But if I'm Philly and I'm teaming up Dame Lillard with Joel Embiid, and now I got a little extra money that I could play around with because I got rid of Tobias Harris's contract, I think it's a good deal if Dame Lillard wanted out of Portland.
Philly's holding out for James Harden because if James Harden says that he wants to go to Philly, they can get him on a sign and trade.
I feel
like that's the only way I think Harden
story in itself.
Yeah,
too.
the only way
I feel like that's what's going to happen
Brooklyn
in the offseason. James Harden. I feel like James Harden and Ben Simmons are going to swap.
If Harden leaves Brooklyn, they're blowing up Brooklyn. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, like if you remember the pie in the sky and the main cog in this is going to be Kyrie Irving too,
which they can resign because he doesn't want to go nowhere either.
Yes, he does.
But again,
Kyrie
he won't go somewhere. He won't go to Green Bay.
You have to think about it.
He won't go to Green Bay.
Well, right.
If he goes anywhere else, he's able to play full time.
Right. He's able to play. He doesn't have to get vaccinated. That's the biggest part. Now, if I'm KD,
I'll be happy when this COVID-19 shit is over with.
Him and his Dr. Umar stuff.
Listen, if I'm KD, I'm like, well, if you leave, now you can kiss my entire ass, and every time I see you, I'm gonna drop.
I'm saying that to both of them.
You know what? I give Harden a pass. The only reason I give Harden a pass,
I don't,
for leaving, or at least exploring leaving, because Harden's never been a free agent to where he had to just explore.
Bro.
He signed extensions twice.
All right, but look at who he got rid of to get to Harden, bro. I'd be pissed. They were going to be a finals team without Harden. I would be.
But I said this. But I said this to you before. You was like, "Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with both of y'all.
Get Harden to begin with.
I hear you, but again, I'm saying in general, if you have the option to have them, I'm taking it. But if this is the latter part of it, where you're going to leave and we're not getting shit for them, and we only had one full shot at making the fucking finals because you got hurt, I'm gonna be aggravated. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
I'll be very honest with you. Here's what I don't think people are taking into account.
Uh-huh.
I think if the Nets tried to get rid of somebody like Kyrie, it would affect Durant. But if Kyrie decides to walk on his own, if Kyrie makes the decision, I don't want to be here because of vaccination, I don't want to be here because of this, I think that leaves the door open for the Nets to still be able to keep Kevin Durant, because you spin that as, we didn't give up on Kyrie. Kyrie's giving up on us. Kyrie's giving up on you. Kyrie's giving up on his team.
But KD already signed the extension. So
he signed his extension.
Right, but what I'm saying is you keep KD happy. You don't
Kyrie.
disgruntle Kevin Durant. I think you can keep Harden.
They rescinded their offer to Kyrie because of his vaccination shit. So
Right, that's what
there's
I'm
ways
saying.
to spin that, and it can go both ways on that. But regardless, Kevin Durant is stuck for a good 4 or 5
Yo,
years.
I'll tell you right now, I put an offer. Here's what I do to Kyrie. I put an offer back on the table at the end of the season. And I say, especially if the vaccination stuff is still going on, I say,
It's
yo,
gonna
here's
be.
the offer. But you need to be fully vaccinated. We only want you if you can play all the games. You know Kyrie gonna say no. So you let him say no. You're doing what you got to do in the best interest of the team, right? And then you're able to give yourself the out. Yo, we made an offer. We got to think about the best interest of the team.
Hold on. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna wrap this up. The reason why that won't work is because KD is down with whatever Kyrie decides to do. He has said that. So if they do that to Kyrie, KD is still going to be the that's the ultimatum. So now you're giving this man who stands on his own volition an ultimatum.
That's disrespectful.
Right.
Ultimatums on rip is disrespectful.
Yeah, ultimatums on rip is disrespectful. But again, the flip side of that, every city has its own particular rules. If you're not going to abide by those rules, you can't play in that city. But
like I said, I'm paying them fines in the playoffs.
Yeah,
6-0 Bengals. Yeah. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Okay. Fuck what Stephen A is saying. What did you just say?
Whatever. I'm about to lose. I guess I'm about to lose it and be 0-1 already. But shout out
fuck what Stephen A is saying, bro. If the freaking if the Nets can lose home court advantage, I don't even care about it. But not even that. Regardless, if all three are playing, they're hard to beat. they're a real hard to beat team. So I'm paying them fines, homie. I'm paying them in the playoffs. They already secured their playoff spot. In my head, I'm paying all them fines up in the only time I'm paying the fines in the playoffs. Kyrie, suit the hell up. I don't give a fuck what this man is saying, bro. Suit the hell up. Let's go.
Got you. But shout out to the Job Tips Network. If you're listening to this on Monday or you're listening to this now on Saturday, Royal Rumble viewing party live at Legends Bar. All of us are going to be there. Most of us are going to be there. I don't know what Peter's doing, but Pete should be there. He should show up for the love of the game. Matt might be there.
I might make an appearance. I got my brother's baby shower.
Yeah, Matt might be there. I'm going to be there. I'm just going to be there so I don't get fined. But no, Royal Rumble is probably the biggest event of the year. It's the start of the road to that magical place in Dallas where the Cowboys lost. Shout outs to everybody on the Java Tears Network. Shout out to the shows that's on the Java Tears Network. 2.5 Bros, Saison Talk, Saison Sessions, which Matt was just on. Another Saison session is dropping this week. 2.5 Bros is coming. Yes, and you did a really good job on that one. Java Tears Podcast, always rocking out. Look out for Coffee Talk. We got a lot going, and Pete got some stuff he's working on. Me and Matt got some stuff we're working on. So the Queen has some things she's working on. So, it's all love here at the Java Tears Network. Also, shout outs to everybody who supports not just the Java Tears Network, but also us at the Yerrr Sports Show. Again, like Shaq and Drizzy are in here religiously every Saturday. So please, shout outs to them. Shout outs to Miss Ashley. Yes, yes, for sure. Shout out to Ashley Baker, who, lovely person, Dallas Cowboys fan, but she is probably she was definitely one of the best guests we have had. We definitely got to get her back on. Maybe not, we gotta get Cliff back on. We gotta redo some interviews, but we also want to get more people on. So and we're also down to the collab. So I got a couple collabs that I'm working on now. But for the Queen Tay, for the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado, for BK Matt, it is your boy Big Baby signing off. Peace.